Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is TheSparrowsJourney. This is Lakeview Cabin, the 5th chapter. And what a damn chapter it is. The deeper I got into this chapter, the more I needed to ask for help from the internet, to the point where my blind let's play was not really blind anymore. So I decided to make a guide on how to get the 3 endings for this 5th chapter in Lakeview Cabin. The most difficult one to achieve is the first one, the ending A. That's what they call it in the achievements on Steam. The last action you have in the game, that's how it decides which ending are you gonna have in front of you. We are going to roll out with a new game. Sometimes the game bugs out and certain actions that you had in previous games might carry on for this new save file. I hope that's not the case. This portion of the game is very important to understand. You need to hit the murderer 3 times, but you cannot kill him yourself, so you need some help. You're gonna need help from the demon, which is on the top floor. You're gonna need some help from the doll that is on the middle floor over there with these arms floating into the air. And finally, you're gonna need the help from the witch, which is at the bottom floor. Now, you can try to survive this point, but there's no really great objective in it. We're just gonna go and kill the murderer. We're gonna change immediately to this guy over here. We're gonna open the mailbox, because the first initial piece of information you have is this one, which tells you that the key is in the mailbox. So we're gonna pick up this key. We now have it. You're gonna pick up this football ball and throw it into that portrait over there. On the second, there we go. Now we're gonna go to the top floor. Hopefully the killer will not show up yet. And here you can find the body of the doll. And you want to put it all together. There we go. You now have the doll complete. You can leave it over here or just bring it with you yourself and bring it to this room over here. What you want to do right now, the objective, is to copy or to do the react of this previous encounter. The killer supposedly was caught in coitus with his sister, and those brothers will be the next 2 characters. As you can see here in the portrait, they are both there with their parents, which is the clear message that they are brothers. So you now want them to come to the house where you were at and put this guy busy with his brother, or sister actually. So there you go. If the killer shows up now, he's pretty much screwed. You activated the doll, you made the enchantment, and whenever the killer decides to show up, the doll will stop him. This is the very first thing you need to do, and this is how you get the first hit on the killer. Okay, so what you want to do over here in this phase is pick up the slingshot or pick up the pistol from the cop, but currently we don't have the cop up, and there's a way to do that, which is dial 911 in the girl's room, but we don't really need that for now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on the roof, hit the antenna while waiting for the killer to show up as well, so that the doll can do its work, and then you will have the mask from the killer. That's what you are really looking for over here. So we're gonna hit the antenna, there we go, which will be useful for a task a little bit more forward. I'm still waiting for the killer to show up. There he is. So what you want to do now, actually you don't even need to do much. We're just gonna wait for the doll to hit the killer. That is the first hit of 3. So now it drops a mask. You want to pick it up. You see this kind of event with the mask, demon mask happening on the screen. This means something in the underworld changed. And what changed is they opened a new door in the underworld. You need to die by the killer's hand. So we're gonna wait for that randomly hoping that he shows up and take us to the underworld. This is something you cannot control. Ha! There he is. There we go. He hit me over there. And please, can you kill me again? There we go. He hit me. You probably want to stop him before he hits everyone else. From the place where you show up in the underworld, you want to go to the left. That's the door, this one, that opens when you are killed by the murderer. So you want to enter this one, and you show up in this lodge. Do you see that portrait? What you need to do over here is pick up the axe, kill the monsters in time, killed about 3 or 4 of them. That will eventually open the door. You want to bring the axe with you, and this is the whole reason why you want to go into the underworld. This place over here. We're gonna smash this pumpkin where we find a new key. You're gonna grab it, and a door unlocks. This door unlocking is precisely this one. So we're gonna enter. This is where supposedly the murderer lives. You can pick up this piece of information. This has something to do with a ritual that we're gonna complete after, the closet. And you want to smash this secret place over here with the axe. It's now open. You're gonna enter, and you come up in the murderer's hideout. You want to drop the axe, and you want to pick up the cartridge over here. It's a game cartridge. It's the game that the murderer supposedly was playing. And you want to come to this room that they show you right after. Okay, this is really bad. This is really bad timing. This television holds the game, the cartridge that you just picked up. So we're gonna play the game, but you gotta complete it in this right order. If you do it in any other order, you might complete the game, but you will not have the objective you are trying to complete over here. So first and foremost, you want to go to the left, to the west, and pick up this torch. This is the very first step. You crouch, and you pick up the torch. Also, something that I want you to keep in your mind. Do you hear what seems to be an 8-beat kind of music? This is Morse code. And you gotta learn Morse code, apparently, to complete the game. Because this Morse code will give you a number that you later on will have to use. This, to me, just sounded like the game music in this room, but it's not. Alright, so right now you want to go to the place where you were before, which is north. You want to burn the first guy. Another thing that I want you to notice, have you seen how the sun changes form? Alright, taking that into account, you want to go now to the east. You want to pick up the baby near this man. Pick it up, go back, and you want to go to the south. This is a sort of ritual. You want to go to the south, and you want to sacrifice the baby by killing it in the water. And you can only do it, and you should only do it, when the sun is in this exact same form. A kind of fire hawk kind of form. If you do it when the moon is full, or when the moon is half full, I don't know what you call the moon when it's in that state, this won't work. So now you want to pick up this torch, which seems to be very well hidden between those 2 trees. You want to go to the north again, and burn the second fella. You are sacrificing them both and the baby. Now, as a final action, you want to kneel before the sarcophagus. And here's something you need to be careful about. If this character right here at the bottom of the screen is naked, if it is a sexy girl naked, you have done this right. If it shows with a red robe, you have done something wrong, and you need to do this again. Now the witch has showed up there on the top right of the room. In the television over here, if you press or check the right frequency, you will have this. Bring me my baby. This looks and is exactly the same layout you have in one of the doors in the underworld. To unlock this room right here, you need to learn that Morse code. In that game, that little music that was sounding, it's a Morse code for a certain number. Where can you input numbers in this game? The number is 555 8 7 and 3 1. If you do this right, when you do call, a demon will show up in your screen. There we go, we got it right. We can already exit this. We go back to the game. Let's go back to the room. Enter the game again. And in this place is where you enter that secret room. By doing this, you control the lady which is holding the baby. And that is the only one of the few ways of dropping the baby and having your baby. So what we're gonna do right now is entering this room. And here we are. We are in that layout that showed in the television. What you want to do is not throw the baby through the grave, but you want to throw it on that side over there. Now we have this place unlocked in the Underworld, so we need someone to come into the Underworld. In this case I have this boy over here. You want to go to the far left where that layout is situated. You want to pick up the baby. Another way to have the baby, some people told me, is bringing the pills over here, go to that lady and make her slip in the vomit and she will drop the baby. That's another way, but using this Morse code is much easier. Now, you're not only bringing your character to life, but you're bringing the baby as well. So we're gonna go to the kitchen and drop the baby at the witcher's feet. There we go. She doesn't have feet, but it's like she does have feet. So the next time the killer shows up, you will be struck once again before the final blow. Alright, the next one in the final phase in this game is waking up the demon and bringing him into this world. The demon is over here. You want to bring this guy to the real world. You want to come to the murderer's house over here. Go to the attic. And there are several ways of doing this. You either bring two people and one of them holds a portrait, because your objective here is touching that chain over there in the top right. You either do this or you bring the ball and throw it at the chain. You just need to do it whenever you want. There we go. Now it opened a secret passage which you're gonna go to, and in here you can find two pieces of information, or let's say one, which talks about a box. This box is over here and you need a secret code to unlock it. Where do you get that code? You get it from Lakeview Cabin 4. It's a code that is located in a secret room where the pilgrim is. When you press pause over here, it tells you at the top, point of view matters. Why does the game tell you this? Because you can't put the code in the box from the point of perspective where you see the game. You gotta put it how the old man sitting in the chair next to the code sees the code. And that's the right order to open this box. So the code is circle, and then triangle, and then square, circle again, and finally upside down triangle, which is this one. Now, when you finally try to open the box, there we go. This is the cross to the Underworld. It's a passage to the Underworld where you can finally bring down items to. You don't need to do all of this if you're attempting to go for ending B or C. There are certain steps in this guide that I'm giving you right now which you can skip if you're gonna go for either ending C or B. We're gonna dial on this phone over here a number, and that number is 21, 20, and 21 again. And if you've done it correctly, another demon flashing shows up on your screen. What exactly have we done here, and how the heck did we find out this number? Easy now that we know it. You get this number by watching the pillars in the Underworld. If you haven't noticed by now, there's a number 2 on this pillar over here. There's a number 1 on the pillar over here. There's another number 2 over here. And there's another number 1 over there. Now, I can't tell you exactly why the numbers need to be in this order, but I can tell you one thing. When you pick up this portrait, he smiles and changes expression when you go through one of the pillars. This one over here. You can also hear a sound. So I'm not sure if this is related to these numbers and their order, because nothing really tells me what is the order. Now, and why the hell would we dial that number in the phone? We did that so that this door would open. We're gonna enter now so that I can show you what's going on. I can't exactly tell you what's going on over here, and you can't do much. You can control the pilgrim, and that's it. We're gonna see that in the future. Right now, we still have some stuff to sort out. Now, before doing the next step, you probably want the witch to hit the killer so that the demon and the witch don't come up at the same time and they don't glitch the game. And finally the witch shows up. So we want to summon the demon, and to do that you need to come to the murderer's house. You want to go to this room over here, and this is related to the piece of information you had before. This one. This basically tells you that you need to highlight the 4 circles in order to summon the demon that is at the bottom of that piece of paper. So to do this, you need to die in 4 different ways, and that's exactly what is written in the wall. This guy apparently, probably during the course of this guide, died by jumping from the roof where you shoot the antenna. If you do it once with one guy, you will no longer be able to do it again with the same character, because he will jump and just fall on the floor and still survive the fall. So this guy will be the one highlighting this circle. You need to come to the house of the blonde girl, come to the kitchen, and open every single drawer on this room. Now you want to pick up the bottle of pills, which is the one and only the one over there with a white cap on top of it. What we want to do basically right now is just overdose with drugs and die. It seems that that skull on the wall just means suicide, which is basically what we're trying to attempt over here. So you need to keep picking up and eating those pills until the guy poops and falls into his death. When we do so, we can come back to life. Boom, there it is. If by any chance, and you should have done this by now, have been murdered by the killer, that's good, because you can actually highlight the circle already. So in the course of this guide, just let yourself be killed by the murderer at least once with one of the characters so that you do this a little bit faster. Do you see that police car that just showed up over here? So we're gonna make him stop, and to do that we're gonna, for the 3rd time, use the phone and dial the emergency number in the United States at least. It's different in other countries, but oh well. So 911, call, and you've done it. The cop should now be in front of this house. We go there, and he panics and kills whoever shows up in front of him with a pistol. There he is. If you get close to him, you fall into your death. He's now possessed, and he doesn't really shoot you anymore. So you want to come back to life, go to the murderer's house again, and finally activate the last circle to summon the demon. This will be the 3rd and final blow on the murderer. But before that, and because it's sort of a moment where you need to be fast, I want to explain what you need to do next. We're gonna summon the demon, and you gotta do this while the demon kills the murderer. You gotta bring one character as fast as possible right next when the demon is summoned to the Underworld, next to the entrance where you find the pilgrim, because only when the demon is actually killing the murderer itself at the same moment you can enter that door and control the pilgrim. You're gonna pick up a box and you're gonna bring it to the room to your right side where the ginger kid is at. By giving him the box, you're gonna activate the ending A. I also want to advise you, so there's no more screw-ups, to mark not only the door where you get into the dormitory with the portrait over here, but also mark the door that you enter to control the pilgrim, which is this one that I marked with a little bit of poo. What you need to do is rush during the summoning, rush the attic and get into the underworld, waiting for the killer to show up. Okay, the guy's being summoned, and I do believe you don't need to have your character there again. Obviously, if you want to watch this screen, I don't blame you, but I've seen it before, so I'm gonna rush myself the underworld. I do believe this is the quickest way to get there other than getting killed, and in here you should be safe. The killer will not show up in the underworld ever. So what we want to do right now is keep one of your characters near the pilgrim room where the poo is at, where I marked it. And now you're just gonna have to ask for some luck and having the killer showing up and the demon murdering him. There we go, there he is. Now, while the demon shows up, you want to control this character, enter the pilgrim room, hit X, Z, leave the room, and go to that room that we marked with the portrait over here. Let's enter and let's give the box to the kid. This will make him happy. It's still not over, guys. It's still not over. There's still a lot to do to get the ending A. This chapter is connected to Lakeview Cabin 3. Not only with the fourth one, where you get the code to open the box, but with the third one, where something shows up now that you've did exactly this. This box will show up in the main cabin in Lakeview Cabin 3. What you need to do now is to complete the episode, Lakeview Cabin 3, and at the end, instead of killing the lady that shows up, you gotta give her this box. And this box will show up in this world again. You pick it up and bring it to the boy. You don't kill it with a knife. Confused? So what you need to do is force quit the game in order to get to Lakeview Cabin 3. Do not continue the game at this point. Do not go to the boy in the graveyard or you will miss the ending A. So here we are in Lakeview Cabin 3 after force quitting the chapter 5. And in here, this is where the mind-blowing happens. You can find the box that you have in Lakeview Cabin 5. With the two killers down as trophies over there, one insists in not stop burning, but if that's his thing, being hot, who am I to stop him? With the two killers dead and with episode 3 completed, what's left to do is pick up this box from Lakeview Cabin 5 and throw it at the girl, the lady that shows up, the lady of the lake over here after a while after you kill those two murders. You don't want to kill this lady in order to get ending A on Lakeview Cabin 5. You want to throw the box at her. And we go into these Ghostbuster moment in which you have the box now with the lady inside. Now, here's where the 3 endings can be completed. The C one, which is the easiest one to get, is just grab that knife and kill the kid. The ending B is gathering the football ball, the tricycle, and the toy gun and put them near the kid before killing him. That will be ending B. And finally, for the grand ending, the one that we have been working for so hard, you gotta pick up that box that we got the lady stuck into in Lakeview Cabin 3 and throw it at the kid. Just quickly kill some of your characters and you will grab the box from here, revive again, and go to the kid with the box. The three endings are not that different. There's nothing really special happening. It's just a matter of an achievement, because in terms of visuals, exactly the same thing happened. So let's go with ending A. The kid and his mother finally meet and go into heaven. They should go to hell, because that kid has been doing some nasty stuff while in his adult life. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed this guide and this video. My name is The Sparrow's Journey. This was Lakeview Cabin 5, the 3 possible endings, focusing more on the Lakeview Cabin ending A, which is the hardest one to get. Hope you have enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe on the channel if you have so. And I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Not next guide. I don't feel comfortable doing this crap. Takes too long. Too many screw-ups.